Alright, let's begin the grind. If I come over to my profile, we have just reset from Mythic to Platinum Tier 4, no stars. And so I thought to myself, dude, I cannot wait to do some clowny decks. So last week we were doing a whole bunch of Outlaw's Merriment, Divine Visitation nonsense, and we did not win more than 50%. Ah, fuck. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to revisit this Kroxa Grinder deck. It's been updated, and I want to talk a little bit about the way that the old one looked, some of the old thoughts, and what some of the readjustments are. The big one you'll note is that there is no Phoenix of Ash. There is no Phoenix of Ash. The initial construction of this deck said, hey, Kroxa is an incredibly powerful escape creature. So why don't we have a deck that fills up our graveyard using things like Mire Triton, which puts 2 cards in the graveyard, which use Tymaret Calls the Dead to put things into the graveyard. With these going into the graveyard, we can increase the chance of hitting a Kroxa, and then we also have some Phoenix of Ash, which is a very cheap escape card. And when I say cheap, what I mean is it only requires 3 other cards to be exiled. Phoenix of Ash has not really been nearly as high value as Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger. Not nearly as much value. We've also been seeing the rise of decks like this Sultai Ramp style deck that uses growth spirals, Uros to ramp up, to be getting Nissa's Casualties of War, some of the big baddies out. Even more disruption with Thought Erasure, getting huge Hydroid Crazies, things like this. With the rise of those, the rise of also cat decks, Cauldron Familiar, Witch's Oven type things. With the rise of these kinds of decks emerging, some of the old tidbits that had things like, Phoenix of Ash. Phoenix of Ash. This card was just not good. It just didn't do anything. It is going to get owned by a Cavalier of Thorns. It's not a good blocker versus aggro. There's also things like Bone Crusher Giant is a very sideboard outable. It was getting sideboarded out so much that it's even been removed from this main deck. Now, why was it getting sideboarded out so much? It deals 2 damage. Doesn't really kill Anax. It doesn't kill Mayhem Devil. A lot of the Rakdos decks can sacrifice the cat or sacrifice whatever's being targeted to cause the entire Bone Crusher to fizzle. Because, by the way, for an effect like Murderous Rider, notice that the instant is destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. If I target something with Murderous Rider and it gets sacrificed, the Murderous Rider doesn't go into exile. It goes straight to the graveyard. Very important interaction to note. If you target something with an adventure, and then it gets sacrificed, then the target fizzles and you don't get the extra adventure. Bears much a repeating. So, Phoenix of Ash is overall a good card. Bone Crusher Giant is overall a good card. I'm not trying to suggest that they are bad cards. It's that right now there's large creatures and a lot of ways to get around the deal 2 damage and then play a 4/3 efficiency of the Bone Crusher Giant. So what this deck does is this deck is kind of hilarious in that this deck just goes, I'm all in on Kroxa. This is a Kroxa deck. Notable additions: 4 Ashiok Dream Renders in the main board. This is very, very good at clearing out graveyards. Helps against the Rakdos decks, helps against the Uro decks, and helps us find Kroxa. Lot more board-filling decks like Rakdos and Mono Red becoming very popular again. Ritual of Soot helps deal with that. E2 Extinction, and an exile effect being returned to the main board. This was out of there previously because it was often functioning as an expensive Bedevil, but it's very, very good for things like Uro, where exile is a relevant keyword. We have a lot of the other common tools. Mire Triton, Tymaret Calls the Dead, Agonizing Remorse for disruption, Engrass Rampage is very, very, very nice against one large green creature at a time, one big planeswalker out at a time, and target player chooses to sacrifice a creature, so it avoids the stuff like I target a cat, they sacrifice the cat, and my removal spell fizzles. If I ask you to sacrifice, you actually have to sacrifice something, because the sacrifice effect is on the player, not on the creature. Erebos' Intervention is an interesting one. Exile up to twice X cards from graveyards. Efficient way to, oh my gosh, I need to get rid of Uro right now. Just spend 1 black and 1 colorless and zoot it out of there. But also target creature gains -X/-X until end of turn. You gain X life. Instant speed effect. Relatively cheap. I'd actually call it sort of middle of the road cost, because a lot of times you spend 3 mana to do -2/-2, which is a little bit bad, but you gain some life. It's like an expensive Moment of Craving. And the notable addition that everyone sees here, Ox of Agonas, more ways to refill the hand and draw. So really our threat in this deck, straight up, is Kroxa. Straight up. If we take a peek at the sideboard, we have some of the other existing spells from before. Disfigure, Redcap Melee, Scorching Dragonfire. These are for these sort of aggro matchups. We also see Duress to try to pick off things against controller decks. Pharika's Libation is one of our favorite all-star cards in the sideboard, because target creature sacrifices an enchantment is real relevant. Real relevant. And last but not least, we actually see, just peeking underneath there, Storm's Wrath, plus a Cry of the Carnarium, more sweepery, deep redos versus the aggro Decaronis. I have not thoroughly thought about the way that this is going to sideboard. I can, but I think I have enough experience with the Kroxa Grinder decks to just fire it right off. Broski MFT says, I thought Davriel was in this deck at some point. I think maybe, like, I played twice with a Davriel, and I mean, you just eat shit. You play it, and all aggro decks are just like, yeah. So this is one of the best cards in our deck, but I think that I'm going to chuck it back because I don't like our land distribution. We really want double red, double black. We really do. But I think I have to keep 6 and send this back in order to maintain a semblance of proactivity. Plus, we won't be casting this on turn 4 regardless. Julka says, why is Shaz not banned yet? Not going to tell a lie. Shaz is just a fantastic human being. And I'm always happy to have him. As much as I love the joy of banning. It's just always wonderful to have Shaz here. Shaz is really good at striking the tone between being trolly in a way that is playful and pleasant, as opposed to some people that I know, or I'm sure many people have seen those like this, who are trolly because they're just not funny, and it just comes across as an attempt at cheap humor that just doesn't really work. They're just like, you're so shitty at this game. Did I do it? You know, one of those sorts of things. So, Shaz's sense of humor is always very appreciated. Charming without being invasive. Simon Boxa. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Time to ride murderously, folks. It is a good day to scry. So we really have 12 key graveyard filling cards. Mire Triton, Tymaret, and Ashiok, and we have multiple copies of each of those. Our opponent appears stuck on 2 land. Now that I've gotten all the introductions out of the way, let me say, hey, Figbird! Thank you for the 5 gifties. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Dr. Bird! Gold Elephant, good to see you, good to see you. Fig Birds is doing pretty well. Day 9. Sleep has been up and down like a roller coaster, but it's been overall well for me. Yeah, I've been sleeping a lot. I think that I am stressed. 5, 6, 7 damage would set us to 4. Is that okay? You know, I'm actually going to say that it's okay. No, I'm going to play a little bit more calmly here. Play a little bit more calmly. Yeah, I mean, I think that I am still struggling to fully comprehend the degree to which a global pandemic stresses me as a person. I was talking a little bit about this in the pre-show. A family member of mine has tested positive. Said family member's doing okay. Said family member is doing okay. But it's still, you know, something where you're like, She's doing okay. Has no sense of taste or smell. Which is weird. Oh, Ryushiro Base has missed the start of the video. In what way do we change the deck? I think you can actually go to the video section and just look. I think like you can actually just like scrub back. I gave a pretty thorough explanation, but the sort of summary of it is that we are now way, way, way more focused. Yeah, I guess I should have minused first, huh? I thought that maybe it would behoove me to see what was on top before I dunked everything, but, you know, whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, we want to try to leave enchantments and creatures in the graveyard with this deck. Yeah, but the general summary of what we're doing is we are way the hell more Kroxa-focused. We also are running 26 lands with 2 Castle Locthwains, instead of 25 lands with 1 Castle Locthwain. Butim Stambo says, good friend of mine has not tested positive, but clearly has all the classic symptoms. After about 13 to 14 days, her fever is finally staying below 102 without meds. Yeah, in America, it's really weird. It's very difficult to get testing for many folk. I have another very dear friend who recently got tested and needs to wait a week for information. Yeah. 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 Yeah, hit me. Bing bong me for a little bit. Surprise, motherfucker. So let's discard. Escape to the Wilds gets discarded. Holy butts. So we're going to go ahead and get the Mire Triton out of here, you know? Just mush him away. Oh, I see. If you have many Escape to the Wilds, why not just play 1 Escape to the Wilds? Shock. Probably shock, kill. Shock, goose, as it were. This is a good outcome. Tymaret calls the den. Great. So we make another little guy. You know, I think I'm actually going to force the sacrifice right now. Getting a discard out is good because it prevents Fae of Wishes from having enough mana to discard and return back to the hand. So I think, I can't tell if this one is in exile or not. We can actually peek right here. So there's 3 Bone Crushers in exile. So this one and this one are in exile. Okay. I'm going to force my opponent to sacrifice a creature here. Get thee to a nunnery, please. Man, you adore Rakdos Sacrifice. Wandering Crow, I would specify I adore Kroxa, and this deck is specifically built around Kroxa. The Rakdos Sacrifice deck that has like Mayhem Devils and Cats and Ovens, that deck can go fuck itself. That deck can absolutely go uninstall the game and never log in again for all I care. It can absolutely go suck a fat one, as it were. Then I know! Now, one thing that's very nice about Tymaret Calls the Dead is that secretly it provides some healing. Do we want another one of these? Probably no. Probably no. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to force a discard here. The most reasonable course of action for Bitter Melons is to double block with Bone Crushers. And this can actually be a very deceptive attack because, you know, it looks like I am attacking to get value out of the Titan. And if it dies, well, I can't seem to recast it, can I? Dreadfish says, will you do a review stream for the new cards? Yeah. Oh yeah, Friday. It actually secretly says it in the title, but I have a very, very long title. So it's the very end. Today Magic, tomorrow Dota, Wednesday Age of Empires 2 one-on-one multiplayer matches. And I got the brain juice ready to squeeze out some ELO in that day. And then Friday, we're doing the Ikoria card review. Green Midnight says, are we streaming AoE regularly now? I'm going to hit that with a confident unlikely. But that's okay, because really I'm just interested in experiencing a different type of multiplayer that I'm unfamiliar with. ELO, more like ELO fence. Damn, that's good, Dig Dug King. How'd I whiff on that one? Calmly Balaka-ing 1. It's plausible that there is some sort of bounce thing, but that's fine. That's why we're waiting with our Murderous Rider. Uh-huh. Tisn't any more Bone Crushers. Unless I was misreading the way that this was structured. Okay, so I guess there's 3 Bone Crushers going on. Oh, wait, what? How did I... Oh, I forgot that this deals 2 damage to me. Yep. Yuppity-duppity-do. I have successfully deathed. Okay, let us investigate. I think that Erebos' intervention is probably not great here. Same with Angrath's Rampage. Perfect. Perfecto. Lose 2 life? Oh yeah, I forget about that a lot. I think Storm's Wrath is pretty good here. Storm's Wrath, this is untargeted, and I think I just need more targeted removal. I think the Scorching Dragonfire is enough. I don't think the Cry the Carnarium is particularly useful here. I think this is fine. This is not particularly useful because there's 5 5s and 4 3s. And Enormo Giants. Things that allow our opponent to choose stuff to sacrifice is also weak because there's a lot of 1/1s from the other guy. Hey Melty! Melty SC, how you doing, man? How's Korea going? How's my brother doing? Dude. I don't know if any of you have been following ASL. That's paradoxically a better hand. I don't know if anyone's been following the Brood War. tournament that is ongoing. It's a series called ASL, the Africa Star League. And ASL has just been unreal good. Like, holy shit. Do I want to get rid of this? I think I actually want to get rid of this. I think that's the one that really ensures that some pain happens. Thanks for the note, Ghost Stalker. Thanks 100. Should be updated, my friend. Buckle Supreme says, I like watching Sean because his misplays are so much worse than mine, and he makes me feel better about it because he doesn't care or overreacts in a hilarious manner. That's one of those, like, an insult wrapped up in as a compliment, Buckle Supreme. Like, that's... Fuck, man. That is the... You don't sweat much for a fat guy of comments. You know what I'm saying, right? That's... that's like... You have a great smile for such a large head. You know, it's I'm just like... Yes. Like, oh my god, okay. I think I gotta say no to that. like, oh man. Yeah, you carry that weight really well. Yeah, it's like one of those. I'm happy to misplay in such a way that you can look down on me and make yourself feel better, man. I'm sorry, I'm teasing. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, no, it's something that you just have to accept when you're a streamer, because, first of all, let's imagine, by the way, I would love a red land here. If not, I'm bedeviling this little guy. Wow, you read my mind. You fuck. Just gonna do this now. Just get it out of the way. If I am not streaming and I'm just playing and I'm focused, misplays, mistakes, errors, whiffs are not bad. They're normal. That's what it means to play games. That's why we play games. We try to reduce the number of mistakes, increase the number of skill plays, and overall improve. That's the game. That's the game. And I think that that's one thing that you have to start to accept as a streamer, is that, like, you're gonna make those misplays, and that's okay, because that's what playing a game means. And there's a second thing that I think you need to accept as a streamer, which is that if you're trying to have a conversation with you beautiful humans, it's increasingly easy to just make you a mistakey. Oh, fuck. Alright, we're dead. You're just going to make more mistakes if you are devoting a split focus. And that's okay, too. That's also okay. What's... Matt Man W says, ah, yes, the old Gabriel Nassif excuse. What's the Gabriel Nassif excuse? Because I will stress there is a difference between an excuse and a reason. And a lot of times, a reason is me explaining how it is part of my control. And I'm just noting that due to reasons that were within my control, here's something that happened. For instance, me paying attention to chat is not some incidental bullshit that's happening to me. I'm electing to focus more here. And so if I'm electing to focus on something that is not the game's obviously going to suffer. And that's not me trying to go, oh, well, you know, due to circumstances out of my control, oh, the moon's alignment was off, and oh, X, Y, Z, you know. It's me going, I am assigning focus in a way that is detrimental to the game, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Stupid moon. Alright. Well, looks like someone has really started to enjoy Lovestruck Beast recently. By the way, Nildwin, it's not the African Star League, it's the Africa. A-F-R-E-E-C-A. It's the name of a streaming company. Of the likes of Twitch and shit. Do I want to Agonizing Remorse here? I think so. I think I want to take a peek here. This is the one that fucks us the most. So coming back to the excellence that is Brood War. Dude, ASL 9 has been, like, the gassiest. It has been absolute gas. I think playing the Mire Triton is fine. It has Death Touch, so it's a defensively positioned card. Whooshy whoosh. Vanilla One says, has there been any interesting / unique playstyles or metagames in the Africa tournaments compared to elsewhere? Well, I'll note, it's really... Brood War is a game that really is one meta. As in, we are all players observing one another closely and individually trying to work together to figure out that shit. Create so many bears. Like this. And so the meta, yes, has been continuing to shift of the overall space for quite some time. It's amazing. I mean, one of the big ones was this. Terran used to build, we'll say, some large number of barracks. We'll just call it 5 to 7. The specific number doesn't matter, but you'd get like 5, 6, 7 barracks pumping out Marines, 2-ish starports pumping out science vessels, and you would have like vessel Marine, and you'd be building dropships too, and you'd have this very nimble, fragile Marine Marauder army doing thick, solid, and tight stuff. The fancy new maneuver that hath been done. Okay, let's do this. Let's get this one out of the way. The cool thing that players started to do this is not without regret. So what players have also started to do, or did in the last few years, is they started to get to mid-game and lift off all their barracks, replace it with all factories, and then transition to mech. I mean, that's nuts! That's nuts! So there's been really substantial ones like that. There's also been some older styles that have grown in popularity. Oh, this is protection from multicolored. Let's just eat shit here real fast. Let's just... BAM! I'm the best. And that's why we run that card. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a nuts move. That's a nuts move. In response, I sacrifice myself. I don't know, red. Who cares? Bum ba da 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 dum. Salumara. Then I'm gonna tap it. There's been old things, like there's a lot of actually a lot of, I would almost describe them as old school styles coming back. Yeah, I get this one. Yes! And then do the same again, because I want to discard my hand. Yes! Dum da da dum dum da 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 bum bum. Goodbye, my hand. Bum ba da 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 da. Wooshy wooshy wishy washy. We are going to absolutely play Tymaret gives a phone call to the dead. 1,000,000,000% doing this because again, Kroxa is our big boy, and we want our big boy to get huge. Bing bong, it's your friend Sean. Calling the dead. Decline. Declination commencing. Hello. Get the land, get the land, get the land, get the land, and Ritual of Soot is the same thing as a land. Any cube action today? Nah, just Standardo. Eats metal. And also no Valorant. I'm one of the only streamers alive who is not playing Valorant, huh? The game looks tight. The game looks really tight. Dan Furvis says the stream looks a little blurry today. You might wish to check to see if you are on the source, Dan Forever. Make sure you're on source. I believe that many places default to a lower quality now. Like YouTube still displays in HD, but it defaults the stream to, or excuse me, it can play in 1080p 60 just fine, but it like defaults to 720p to save on bandwidth because there's so many people at home. Okay. So we definitely want some sweepery, deepery do's here. And I think that with the existence of so many X1s here, this makes me eager to put in a Cry of the Carnarium. It also makes me eager to put in a Storm's Wrath. So I think that these are home run cardaronies here. I think that the non-targeted removal of Angrass Rampage is bad against a deck that can just sacrifice a 1/1 token or something like this. Erebos' Intervention might also be another card to peel out now that we have better, more focused removal. I don't think Scorching Dragonfire is necessary here. Maybe I actually want to get Ita Extinction on out of there. Maybe that's a good one. No, I think I'm going to get rid of this. I like the fact that I have a mono-colored targeted removal spell. And now the last reason why we might also not be looking fully crisp is that we are running in a lower resolution because Comcast just cannot handle people using their internet service. So I'm paying for a gig down, and I'm getting like 190 this morning down. There was a question earlier that was asked that I wanted to address. I think it was I'm Party Panda, which is about putting in Lazav the Multifarious. Lazav the Multifarious plus Kroxa is a really cool combo for any of you who don't know. You just have Lazav pay 2, and it just becomes Kroxa. And get this, you can actually have a Kroxa and a Lazav that is a Kroxa out at the same time. You can have 2. You can have 2 of them out. Very, very sick. Very, very, very sick. I think that the splash for blue is sufficiently disruptive that would make me get a little bit like, you know, I would need to see what would get cut to put in the Lazav. The combo power is there. I just think I have some of the like, but at what cost kind of reactions. Oh, this is now suddenly a very difficult game to lose. You know, I think that this is probably better to just run out the Tymaret Calls the Dead. Oh, you know, I'm also going to get my pillow. I just want to have a comfy butt. Now, as you might imagine, red mana is the best mana here. Rats. Fuck! Alright, I'm going to play this, because this is a Death Toucher, and it is a zombie, which means that Tymaret Calls the Dead says you gain X life and scry X, where X is the number of zomboids that you have, and we have zomboids. It's time for the butt to get comfy. Oh, well, that just sucks a whole lot. Alright, so I guess, let me just take a peek. Fabled Passage is a very spectacular draw for us. It's a very, very good draw. This guy is a bit of an issue, isn't he? That is a bit of an issue. Ooh, woo, it's an issue. I don't need the Ritual of Soot. Do I want more Mire Tritons? Probably not, because I'm going to be doing a lot of 4-mana spends. I think that more sources is what I want. We're at 19 health, so I'm going to go ahead and hit him with the Swingo Dingo since everything's going to die. Fabled shuffles, yes, but, you know, we scry, so we want to think thoughtfully about it first and then just yeet it. Okay. So we'll go down to 10, and then after a Storm's Wrath, we will go down to 5. Let's hope that this is a creature. Okay. So this is just a 1-for-1, and then a 1-for-1, and then a 1-for-1, and it's fine. Okay. Ox is actually a pretty reasonable card here. I'm going to do this now pre-draw because there is... Oh, I'm making a mistakey. Alright, great. Would E2 Extinction over Storm's Wrath be a better play there? Oh, that's really smart, Renegade Cosplay. I don't know, it just didn't occur to me. Didn't occur to me. That's a really good play. That's really nice. Do you want to get a Kroxa? Yes, I really think I do. So much shit in this graveyard, man. It wouldn't have only saved us 1 life, it also would have put us in a position where we could have... See you later, alligator. It would have put us in a position where we could have done the Storm's Wrath second, and then not gotten to keep our... Jesus, we would have gotten to keep our Cry of Carnarium. Protection for multicolored A. I mean, I'm gonna Murderous Rider it. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5. Being able to spend 2 to ditch the hand is really strong here, because I can spend 2, redraw a bunch, and then, like, Swanky Kroxa in the face. Oops. It's just taking me a second. I just need a second. Bing bong, bing 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 bong. All you need is 1 health. Do 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 do. Excellent. Yeah, has anyone watched Valorant? I was real excited when I saw that announcement, because I think that Counter-Strike, I mean, it is my humble opinion that Counter-Strike is probably just the best esport ever. based upon a variety of factors. I think that it is so easy to understand in a way that a lot of the games that I play are not easy to understand for someone who does not know/play the game. I'll happily do this now. So the idea of saying, hey, why don't we just take Counter-Strike and put some new ideas there? I don't know, I think that's like a really cool idea. I think it's a really, really cool idea. Rocket League is a dope esport too for the same reason. Oh, I think Rocket League is just one of the greatest things that has ever been made. Rocket League is fucking brilliant. It is just fucking... It is brill, my dude. Straight brill. Okay. What to do? What to do? Well, I think it's a good time to render some dreams. This is, I think, a very strong matchup for us because we can play the Fabled Passage, crack for red, down tick, and there's a very high probability we just get a Kroxa. And then no matter how many counter spells No More Null has,
let's try this.
Kroxa, 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 Kroxa. Again and again and again. Crick, crack, snip, snap, ASAP. %, chance of hitting Kroxa here. Watch this. Bing, bonk, bang. Oh, there he is. You make my heart skip, you fuck. Bing, bang, bong, wong, woo. Do you want to counter Kroxa? Yes, I think you do. For every turn, there'll be no card draw for you. Look at this, a little known interaction. Little known interaction. Fabled Passage does nothing but
practice with thoughtfulness before action.
Ah, yes. The ever classic Narset into Narset. One, two, three, 4, 5. Dish, 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 dish. Bam! Dude, I love No More Null. Tried to use the Fabled Passage. For any of you who don't know this interaction, Fabled Passage says, search your library for a basic land card. This says, spells and abilities your opponent control can't cause their controller to search their library. All good, as it should be.
I have just the trick.
So this is not actually a good position to be in for our dear bud. Because now we can Kroxa, force a discard, bam bam. There goes one. And then we can Kroxa, eliminating these 5. And once again, I gotta give hats off to No More Null for properly noting that this card cannot exile Kroxa. And so More Null didn't even try to exile Kroxa. Or maybe No More Null will try to exile Kroxa. Ah, yes. Spider-Man GIF. 2 Spider-Mans pointing at each other, JPEG.
Keep an open mind.
Keep an open mind. Oh, yeah. What's your favorite deck of all time? Ooh. There was a Predator Ooze black or green splash black deck that Brian Kibler made a long time ago that was really sick. I really liked that deck. This deck's definitely up there. This deck is definitely a super thick, solid, and tight deck. Chess is doing a lot better, Wolf Dragon Man. Chess is doing a lot better. As I've recently learned, a lot of my stress I hold like right here. Are you gonna let me whack? Decline. Guess what, my friend? Take a wild guess what? Good. Good. Disaster. Yeah, I get a little sort of feeling. Not this Akama deck. That's another one. I really like that deck a lot. I thought that was really, really awesome.
I'll show restraint.
Yeah, that deck actually had like a good win rate too. It was very tuned.
Meditate and prepare.
I gotta make sure I'm sitting on this pillow more often. I've been getting some Krampus Bampus in the legs. In the leggy weggies, as it were. Great. You got it, man. Anything you want. You got it. Yeah, bounce that.
That's more like it.
I don't know. Yeah, it does seem pretty good. Look at how much we are discarding. Probably don't need two Kroxas. Dude, look at this. Like, just Kroxa into Kroxa into Kroxa into Kroxa. With the ability to redraw, which is very, very good here. This is a bit useless. This is still quite good. Kroxa also has the potential to cause a Dream Trawler to not get there.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Dream Trawler, we can force the discard of the remaining card in the hand, so the Dream Trawler cannot discard for hexproof. What MTG deck had the most fun mirror matchup? I'd have to say Terran vs. Terran. Okie dokie. This is actually so funny. Alright, let's play this again. Dude, how many times have we played Kroxa? This is... Look at how savage this is. I mean, this is like sheer brutality. You think Idra's doing okay? Idra's doing great. Idra is just getting a degree in physics. Is in school. Oh, and we hit the Dream Trawler? Fuck yeah. So here is going to be a slightly tricky sequence, but a dope sequence nonetheless. Oh, never mind. We're just going to be a savage douche. Alright, so you, do me a favor and just sacrifice a creature. What we were going to do was force the discard, and when this card wound up trying to come down, we were then going to respond by killing the Dream Trawler with the Murderous Rider. Okay. We are owning. Okay, now I don't think that the Ritual of Soots are going to help us very much, so let's get those ones out. Erebos' Intervention doesn't really have a lot of targets, so we're going to get those ones out. Duress, I think, is an obvious good choice. And I think probably, like, we don't really need a sideboard that much because we just own in this matchup so hard. So maybe just Pharika's Libation is the most reasonable one. I also have to use a restroom, so we're going to do that. Let me use the restroom real fast. Hold on. Oh my god. Storm's Wrath hits Planeswalkers. Great call. Great call. Alright, be right back. Now I'm going to use the restroom. Question. Does it accept my sideboard changes? I don't know. This is actually a pretty good opening hand. Did the changes not take? Doesn't really matter too much. Well, you know what? As the luckiest man in the universe, I knew that we would get Kroxa into Tymaret Calls the Dead as our very early set of choice. Renegade Cosplay says, hey Day9, do you have any advice when it comes to Theros drafting? Maybe the best advice I can give is to look up a content creator by the name of Deathsea. Death, S-I-E, is how you spell Deathsea.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Um,
I'll protect you.
Deathsea's just really, really good. Like, decline. The Shonda Bear says, Day9, I've been watching you for as long as I can remember, and therefore, I knew you had to be my first ever sub. Thanks for all the good times. I appreciate that. Welcome to the great grindering. Is he on Twitch or YouTube? He's on both. On both. I actually think I'm going to fill this bin a little bit more. Let's play a Mire Triton. Do I play draft? Yeah, I occasionally play draft. I've been thinking of different ways to try to, like, peel that into the rotation. By the way, No More Annul seems so focused right now on countering our big Kroxa that I think that it will benefit us to instead put some smaller threats on, play this, which will still get the discard effect. This will be good. Baron Von Chokeslam says, Sean, work canceled for the big Corona. Finally have a chance to catch you live. Thought I'd sub. Well, welcome, Baron Von Chokeslam. You have a name that brings a chuckle to my face. Alright. Hey, friend. Get thee gone. Figbird just gifted another 5 for a total of 48. 48's a beautiful number, too. A bing and a bong is coming. Now, would I wish to play a Kroxa? Let's count the number of things in the bin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is enough. We anticipate rather strongly that we will be up against a Shatter the Sky. JTS is me. Jumps in, spends 5 gifted subs, and says, I heard we were gifting subs to just another Line Magic Goodies. Alchemist 55, Ralkar, and Kaj Schmidt. Declination commencing. We still have enough here. Hey, Dream Trawler. Well, we kind of would have liked, kind of, sort of, would have loved to draw a Limbo there. Because we would have had enough in the bin with the Mire Triton. But that's fine. We'll just fill the bin. Whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. I need to get my actual physical shoesies on instead of my flip-flops. A Bertha Miletus? Great. Great! Land would be nice here. I'd like to get to 7 land. 7 land feels good. That's that's a really good one. Holy shit. Bang, bong, bang, bong, bang. LaRouche Panda, I'm doing pretty good. I'm in pretty high spirits. Pretty high spirits. Little underlying stress. Family member tested coronavirus positive, but she's doing okay. But it's one of those, great, let's just wait a minute. You know, fuck. Yeah. It's real, it's very strange. It's very strange. Damn that wall. Damn that wall. I sounded actually like a fake villain, didn't I? Damn that wall. Sean Bear says, I just watched the video where you talked about Nick doing like 6 push-up contests at WCG 2005. Dude, this is the shirt. This is the shirt that Nick won 1 million copies of. This is a 16-year-old shirt. Look. It should say WCG 2005 on the back. I don't know if you can see it very well. Da-la-la-la. Isn't that nuts? It's the shirt. It's the shirt. 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 Oh, yeah. All right. Bang! You have awakened me too soon. My name is Day 9, and I play Face Up. Could get countered. It would hurt. I'm the best around. No one's ever gonna keep me down. Russ Paul says, do you miss Hearthstone from time to time? I know you consider it finished, even though it's a multiplayer, never-ending game. Miss is maybe the wrong word. I mean, I gotta be honest, I think Hearthstone's awesome. I really do think Hearthstone is a tight game. I just kind of like, if I have the card game itch, I play this game. I think the experience of Hearthstone didn't rotate enough, didn't shift enough for me as I was playing. And a bing and a bong, 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 bong. Hey, Palm Gloss. Palm Gloss, the 5 gifts, and the other 5 gifts, much appreciated. I missed the other 5. I was doing a lot going on today. Just there for the reward says, to what extent and how often does the standard format of Hearthstone change? Here's the thing about Hearthstone. There are card rotations, so standard stuffs do wind up shifting over time. I am going to now do this to force a discard. Becomes hexproof, Murderous Rider fizzles, and now we're set up for a 2-turn kill. Hearthstone does have card rotations, but there are evergreen cards. There are cards that literally don't rotate, period. And I think the term for them is classic cards. I think there's classic cards where, like, they just never rotate. And they're considered these real archetypical defining cards. So, like, you know, for instance, there is a class called Druid. Druid can... Oh, I forgot about the increased mana cost from Elspeth. Fuck. Oh, well, that's okay, I guess. Farts. Oh, that owns us, huh? Ah, crud. Crud crap butts. So, like, there's a class called Druid, and they have a card. They have a card called, what's the 2-mana gain a mana crystal card? What's the 2-mana gain a mana crystal card? Let me do the sideboarding real fast. Holy shit. Wild Growth. Wow. My brain just completely farted out for a moment there. Wild Growth. Goodness. Yeah. There's a card called Wild Growth. And that card just doesn't rotate. And they have another 5-mana card that gets 2 extra permanent mana called Nourish. And so, from standard to standard to standard to standard, you're up against a lot of Wild Growths, a lot of Nourishes, a lot of things like this. And to use an example that will maybe... No, my Pocari Sweat. Move it over here in the trash can. To use a Magic example, it would be as though like a card like Teferi never rotates. And I'm being a little unfair because I'm picking a card that I know a lot of people have some passionate hatred for. But it would be like that, where no matter when you played Magic, people would just be building frickin' Teferi decks. Nia says, on the opponent's turn, the cost increase would have ended, just so you are aware. It doesn't matter because my opponent has a Dream Trawler in the bin. That's why I conceded, is because there was a Dream Trawler in the bin. In the binda. No more land. And so, like, I think that it is a known design problem that you need to have card rotation. Like, I don't think that it was a... I don't think this is like an opinion kind of thing. I mean, this is just like a fact of card game life. You need to have card rotations, period. And I just simply think it was a mistake to try to do a little half and half thing. I mean, the reason that Okay. I think I get the Aether Gust out of here. This can hit the glass casket. Maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. Yeah, so, I mean, I think that, and to be clear, the way that Hearthstone actually works is there's a classic set that never rotates, and then there's, there's other cards that do rotate. Yeah, I think I just make it a mistakey. I think I needed to worry about the glass caskety pal. And, I mean, we just need to start cooking with gas here. So there was the non-rotating and there was the rotating cards. But if the non-rotating cards suck, it doesn't matter that they don't rotate. If the non-rotating cards are good, it means they'll show up a lot, which means a big part of the game will be stagnant. So I think it was pretty clear that this was a pickle that they were going to be facing. Pretty clear pickle. Arguably, I should have gotten the glass casket instead, but I don't know, I think this is fine. Scott Shape said, I wouldn't necessarily agree that card games need rotation for health and interest. Commander is MTG's most popular format, and you never have to worry about losing your decks. Oh, fuck, the cost is increased. Oh my god, butts. I mean, it looks like I'm going to be okay here. Unless this gets countered, in which case, whoopsie daisies. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. I actually would go so far as to say, Scotch Tape, you really do need rotation. You really need some form of rotation and consideration in that regard. And I'm going to state that that is a general important truth. And when I say a general important truth, I mean like, yeah, let's get in there. I mean like, in a literal sense, I do believe there exists modes of games where there is not rotation that are good. I believe that that statement is unassailably correct. There can exist that sort of thing. How the fuck ever there is an abundance of evidence of card games that have struggled without it. And many card games that have tried to resist it have had to introduce rotation or have had to crumble. There's things like this. Scotch Tape says, I think I see what you're saying. The main way needs a rotating format, but the more tertiary modes don't. How would I... Let's see. How would I respond to that? I'm going to sound so stupid saying this. You know, we've drawn a lot of land, and I think that No More Annul is the better player. So we're just going to give it to No More Annul. I think I'd say something both slightly looser and slightly sharper. Looser in that I think that it can occasionally in design be valuable to make kind of rules, like you should do this and you shouldn't do that. You know, like your main format needs to have rotations, but your tertiary modes can't. I think sometimes statements like that can be valuable, but I want to come back to the idea of a lens. And what I mean by a lens is like a way to look at the problem that is a very important perspective. And it's not about finding where the right boundaries of the lens are. It's accepting that it is a lens and that it is critical to be aware of that. And a really simple example of a lens would be when you're looking at the planet Earth, it is a spherical thing. So if I'm looking at a sphere from one side, let's imagine instead of the planet Earth, we viewed the design problem as a sphere. You can look at it from any side. And you can look at it from this side, and you can look at it from this side, and look at it from this side, and you will see different things when you look at it in different ways. And it is very important to note how critical it is to look from certain perspectives to see certain things. And therefore, the perspective that I would want to stress is if you have no rotation in your card games, a known set of risks are, one, no one wants to buy the new cards, which means the game doesn't change because they're happy with their old cards. Second one is the new cards you create are increasingly diluted by the existence of old cards, so the value of the new cards go down. And so there have been many circumstances in which the game winds up getting power creep. The power keeps growing in the new sets to encourage people to get those new cards to help guarantee that the game does change. These are sort of like known things that occur. And I want to stress the difference between a good practice versus a statement of existence. I believe there exists a way to keep introducing new cards to a game with non-rotation ever, and for it to be good. I bet you that exists. But if you have rotations, it is a concrete, guaranteed way to satisfy that problem. Another example of this idea of perspective versus truth, I bet you there is a way to balance all the Overwatch heroes such that 6 Tracers doesn't feel like bullshit when the point is at 99%. I bet you there's a way to do that. But boy, does it make the design process easier if you just say you can only have one of each hero. And so, Scotch Tape, I would say, I think it's undeniably true things like, hey, I bought these cards and they're rotating out, that fucking sucks, shit. Things like that. There's things like that. I do think there's comments about the existence and awesomeness of existence of things like Modern and Legacy that are well supported and shit like that. What do we have here? I guess I will remove the E to Extinction, because this is probably one of our good friends, Gary. But I mean, even things like Legacy and Modern are very, very historically tricky balance and gameplay health. Pickles. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll send something to the graveyard. Damn, that's a good pick-off. Damn! Oh my god, damn! But we fortunately have the Ox of Get-There-ness. Drill bit and a stone coil serpent, huh? Get the fuck out of my mind. And so long story short, let's come back to Hearthstone. I think that with the type of game Hearthstone was, it is ripe for the idea of rotation. And also, for any of you who don't know, there is a question that Wizards of the Coast faced, which is, but I bought this card. And what do you mean it just expires in value after 18 months? That sucks. Well, Wizards promises, in a sort of subtle way, I'm going to do this and block once and then Ritual of Soot. Wizards, in a subtle way, promises that your cards can have long-term value, not just with other modes, but in particular by having... I think I've made a mistake, and I'll talk about it later. But by saying we reprint cards. So your card might temporarily be out of commission. But hey, no big deal. No big deal at all, man. Could be coming back. And so it's this idea that the rotation is not the deletion of all sorts of cards. The rotation is more about removing some things from the standard gameplay and then putting more stuff in and then returning more and then coming in and so on and so forth. No! I'm not going to block. I'm not going to do it. Each player discards a card and draws a card. And they draw it hard. Sacrifice me. How do I want to do this shit? I'm just gonna prepare to bonk. Goodbye, Erebos Intervention. Goodbye, I'm gonna miss you so much. Oh, fuck. So again, I think that there is this known design issue in card games, which is introducing new content can be so fucking cool. It can be so cool to spice the game up and to introduce new stuff. But goodbye. Let's do it. It's time to disco, baby. But I think that without the rotations, Hearthstone as a game kind of diluted the impact of all the new releases, and I kind of had this feeling that I was just kind of playing the same game. Oh yeah, this is not the... This is not the Kroxa, this is the Oxy. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Now, what do I want more of? I think I want to get the Tymaret Calls the Dead. Because I kept my Mire Tritons in there. And so, I mean, that's why I say that I think Hearthstone is an awesome game. I love Hearthstone. I think it's fucking great. But I don't know, I sort of felt like it had run its course a bit. Well, guess who I'm sacrificing? Oh, ha! Oh, ha, oh. I would like you to sacrifice this creature. Sacrifice, play Kroxa, deals 3 damage, swing with these for lethal. If our opponent shocks in and discards a non-land, that puts them to 9 and we win anyways. What would be good against this dude? Storm's Wrath. Hell yes. That's a good one. Yeah. The Erebos' Intervention is the one card that I'm a little bit like, I don't know about that one. Drill bits. I don't want this one. A Scorching Dragonfire seems pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable. I just want to be a little cheaper with my removal options. You know, there's one thing that I think people are really unfair about with Hearthstone, and I'm going to get on my high horse about this because I like that game so much. I feel like there was a broad sentiment. I think this is the one I don't want. This is a pretty good one. Both of these fill my bin, and this is my Jin card. There was the sentiment that Hearthstone was simple Magic. Because Magic has... Oh my god. Shit. Oh, I need a Pharika's Libation in the main stat. Whoa! Oh my god, that is bad. If a card was put into the opponent's graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Alright. Alright, Mire Tritons, you gotta do a lot of heavy lifting. Somebody on our opponent's side hates cat dose decks. What is this one? What? No! Ow! Fuck. Alright. Okay. Well, here's how this is gonna play out. We're gonna force a discard, which is about all we can hope for. We're going to see the Murderous Rider get played out, and we have Ritual of Soot that I just happened to know that I was going to get there for. Let's see. Do we have anything that can deal damage outside of these Mire Tritons? I don't actually think we do. get thee gone. Oh, we have an Ox of Agonas. That's pretty good. Oh, fuck. If this guy makes me sack, I think we just lose. Alright, this is all I got. But yeah, a lot of people called Hearthstone simple Magic, because Magic has counter spells, has creatures with abilities, and all this stuff. And while it's very true that Magic the Gathering has those mechanics, I'm going to keep playing everything out to avoid discards. Well, it's true Magic the Gathering has those mechanics, and Hearthstone, like, does not have those mechanics. While that is true, Hearthstone introduced a slew of brand new things. Hero powers, the freeze mechanic, taunt. Well, you have land, I have land. We're just two dudes with lands. Fuck. Oh, you know what? Hands face up, Karagor. Divine Shield, the idea of persistent health. Like, think about how big of a departure persistent health is. It's way too hard to track persistent health on a hand-for-hand basis. Get in there, little guys. Coming to get you. And away it goes. We're gonna win with Mire Tritons, man. I would love to not get land here, man. Or Castle Locthwain or some gassy action. There is yet more cool things that Hearthstone does. The idea of the attackers choose and all this sort of action. Okay. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff in Hearthstone. And technically, any mechanic can be translated to Magic the Gathering if you think about it and there's a creative way to do it. But as someone who plays a good amount of card games, I looked at Hearthstone and it felt new and it felt fresh and it felt cool. Regardless of whether it literally implemented the ability to do responses on the opponent's turn and so forth, so on and so forth. Let's do some ajustements. I think I'm actually going to get rid of these Scorching Goose Fires. Let me get rid of these. Let me put in the Pharikas. Maybe something like this. Maybe. Yeah. Do you have similar feelings about Legends of Runeterra? I feel like Legends of Runeterra does very, very little new. I think that's one of the biggest issues I have with Legends of Runeterra, is I look at it and it feels like it took ideas from Magic and it took ideas from Hearthstone, and it's just less of either. That's a good one. Thank God we don't see a Leyline of the Void. I'm going to do this because I don't want to get drill bitted for one. Brilliant. Dude, who called it? Who called it? I did. I called it. It was me. Look at this. Blam, get the Mire Triton. Bam, there it is. Boom, here it comes. Blam, there it is. Does this get me a win? Is this a game? I love Kroxa so much. What is it that just went down? No! What? Oh, the absolute nutcracker. Equip it, I dare you, you dog. You bet your butt I'm willing to trade. I'm willing to do anything. Whatever it takes. I don't think I have nearly enough cards here in the bin. I only have three others. Alright, you know what I'm in the mood to do? I'm in the mood to, like, wait a turn on the Ashiok plays. Ashiok plays for Ashiok days. Of course, it's okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, Karagor. You will not be missed. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and 5. Whatever's in your hand, I don't want to see it ever again. Nice. Murderous Rider. Murderous Roto-Rooter. Oh, it hurts my little soul. Farts. Ouch. Ooch. Don't even do it. That's my favorite Ashiok. No. Ah.
You strike.
Give me stuff. Bing bong, bing bong.
My victory is but a dream.
A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. No, not this one. Yeah, I guess that one. I guess we... It's all Mire Tritons all night. Ba-da-da-bum-bum-da-da-dum-dum-dum. I love this card so much. I would love to make you discard that card. I would love to make you do it. See you later, alligator. Welcome back to your very own deck. This is good. It helps us fill... Show me what you got. Nine damage a swing. Absolute beating. Absolute murders. Oh, Zippy D says, anyone watch Mostly Walking last night for the start of Black Sad? Black Sad was a really good opening for a game. Like, holy shit. I cannot believe more people have not heard of Black Sad. It's very, very, very good. Very, 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 very good. Target player sacrifices a creature. Get thee to an enemy. I've done it, I have won a game. Ugh. Games are long with this one, but it's okay because we win with Kroxa, who is my dude. Let me also make sure something occurred. It's so... Dum-dum-dum-dum. Bum, ba, dum, bum, bum. Do-do-do-do-do. Bum, ba, da, da, bum. Da, 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 da. Is this good? Is this a good hand? Butterfly image? Is this a good hand? Okay, so is this a good hand? I go first. I think I'm actually gonna say that this is acceptable. The reason being, Kroxa Tymaret is just such an absolute beatingful combo. Crack it for black. Black is our more important color because we have double black for lots of our things. We also obviously need double red for Kroxa, but we're on the train to get there, city, baby. Yeah. Gleeked on guy. Hey, thanks for the 10 gifts, Gleeked on guy. Welcome to Our Lady of Day 9 TV. Gleeked on guys, this is the closest I've gotten to human interaction since this lockdown started. Thanks for still being here. Always Gleeked on guy. We are doing 5 to 6 days a week of live content. Because you know what? It's good for me, too. I mean, streams are a really important form of interaction for me as a human. For me as a human streamer. Tymaret Calls the Dead is the absolute bone crusher card. Like 1000%. So our opponent should make you a mistakey. I think LP. What is that? Oh. FPIS. FPIS. Oh yeah, Buckle Supreme. Yeah, you posted a few times about Mythgard. I've heard of Mythgard. I'm sort of in a tentative watch, wait, and see sort of thing. I'm doing that with a lot of things right now. Watch this. Here it comes. Bam! Oh, farts. Okay. Let's get this one out. Crack this for a little bit of red mana. Yeah, I'm sort of just in a wait and see. I mean, Mythgard could be really cool, but I think for me to really get into a card game, it just takes some time. It takes some time to get into a card game, and I have a lot of Magic stuff I'm really excited about, like Ikoria. I'm obviously very excited about that. I'm doing my full card review on the 10th. Full card review on the 10th. Yeet, yeet, woot. Kids nowadays say yeet. When I was a kid, I said woot. Let's go ahead and just take 5 on the chin. Woo. It's time for Doom Foretold. Alright, it's not a good time for Doom Foretold. Watch this is gonna be funny. It's my turn. Oh no, resolve. I guess I'll discard this. And then I will try to make my opponent feel pain again. I don't quite have enough mana to double click this up, but that's okay. Discard a card. So maybe Mythgard goes somewhere, maybe it goes nowhere. I'm just sort of looking from the sides. The one thing that I have heard a lot about Mythgard is that the devs are just, like, insanely awesome. Like, super personable, reasonable, friendly. I didn't draw a card here because I made a mistake. Streamer error. I heard the devs are just fantastic. It's probably going to be discard a card and then cast a removal spell. Dance of the Mance, oh dance of the Mance, oh baby. Okay. Show me what I got. Ah, it's such a good card. God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, yeah. All right. Bam. Boom. Down to 8. Pow. Summoning a Zomboid. Boom. There it is. Murderous Rider is a good one to just ditch. I wish to sacrifice myself. I do declare we are having a very good time. Tymaret calls the dead. Late or alligator. So I think very obviously what I want to do is play this Kroxa first. Bing bong. Deals 3 damage. Youch. Very painful. Play another Kroxa, deal another 3 damage. Double Youch. Oh, there was a question here that... There's a question of someone who's like, I'm sure you're really tired of getting asked this. And it was actually like one of the first times I've been asked about it. Poria says, I know you're probably being sick of asks. What are your thoughts on Valorant? Ah, yes. The excellent Valorant. Okay. No, no. No, no. I said no. No, no. We think that our opponent is a Doom Foretold deck, so we are very eager to mush in the anti-enchantment play. And I think a single Angrath's Rampage makes sense for the occasional Planeswalker that doth show its face. This looks good to me. CS Goverwatch? Damn, that's a good one, Kazuki, too. This is a fucking insane opening hand. Wow. Oh my god, it's Karagor from our last match. 100 bits says, hey Sean, longtime fan. It was very cool to play you. Should have mulled harder for Leyline in Game 3. Have a great day and stay safe. I appreciate that. And literally, that's kind of what we were saying. We're like, yes, no Leyline. And then we drew some very godlike sequences. Yeah, anything you want to ditch is totally fine by me. I think probably the best card in our hand right now is Ashiok, but I think that maybe just getting rid of that one is going to feel like the correct choice. Remorse for remorse, you know what I mean? Iceman's asking, are Doom Foretold decks still worthwhile in the meta? Because I don't have a bunch of it, but I don't know how to feel about it. It's... Well, it looks like we're going to lose one of these guys, but I got an Ashiok right here, so... And this is super fine. I don't really care that much. Main phase it. Don't want any mana up for Fee. But Doom Foretold decks, I think, are just kind of always going to be, like, something. They're always going to have some merit. How do I want to do this? That was a Godless Shrine. Do you think an Agonizing Remorse is the right one to do? I think that this is still probably correct. I mean, there's really no possibility of counter with one blue and our opponent running a good old-fashioned Dance of the Mons deck. So tend not to run that many counters. I mean, arguably a Dovin's Veto's there, but I think it's fine. Super fine outcome for us. And now we have enough mana to do my favorite food at In and Out, the double-double. We can cast 2 spells in 1 turn. And hurt speed. Mire Triton is a better one to play because we can get Ox of Agonas or another Kroxa. Bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da da da. Oh. Alright. We're going to pass because a 1/1 will be made. I don't want to play Murderous Rider because it can easily get killed by the Oath of Kaya. And I want to have Pharika's Libation up for the ability to deal with the Doom Foretold should it land. Alkov 2 says, hello, Day 9. After this discussion about rotations in card game, I was always wondering if there was... Oh, wait, shit. I'm sorry. Alkov, I want to come back to your question. I want to talk about Valorant. I am really excited/curious to see how Valorant, you know, pans out. As many of you know, I'm not really a first-person shooter player at all. This card is too good not to play, so we shall play it. I'm not really a first-person shooter player. I have streamed FPS games here, but, you know, it's not my bread and butter as a person kind of content. Or even when I'm off stream, I don't really play FPS games. And FPS games are obviously good games. People love FPS games. I don't know, it's just like not exactly my kind of thing. For instance, we didn't even play Doom. we did not. Can a guy get a Kroxa, huh? Now's a reasonable time to play the Murderous Rider. Yes, it will just get very simply oofed of Kaya. That's fine. So, for me, I'm sort of like, what does Valorant turn out to be as a game? What does Valorant turn out to be as a game? Like, is it going to be similar to, say, Teamfight Tactics or Legends of Runeterra, which appear to be sort of heading into the more niche market territory? Is it going to be CSGO 2.0? That's fine. Is it going to be CSGO 2.0? Where it just builds upon the success of an already successful game? I think it might be right to libate here. I think it is. I think it is. This is not the best target. Ooh, these are some bad runouts. I think there's a lot of different directions that Valorant can go in. Assuming Valorant is a really amazing and successful... Sure. If it turns out to be a really successful and awesome game long term, cool. Yeah, I might start playing it a little bit more. But, you know, I'll say the thing that I've been saying for a while now, which is that I just have so many games I'm really excited about. It's kind of just like a luxurious time to be a consumer in games, man. Da 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 da. Ding dong dong. All right. Do I want to find a Kroxa? Finally, I do. Get in there, little buddy. Well, it's kind of an interesting question, where if if I take a look at Overwatch, you know, Overwatch is basically, like, let's talk about just the formal side of things. So this is an obvious block, and this is an obvious block, right? Just get these the heck out of the way. I mean, we're doing fine. We're doing fine in terms of chords. Like, just to be clear, when I say formal elements in a game, what I'm talking about is the raw mechanics without any of the narrative meaning wrapping to it. Like, this is a 4-mana 6/6 with an effect, formally speaking. Narratively speaking, it's a giant badass Titan. You know what I mean? So, you know, from a formal perspective, one might simplify and say, dude, Overwatch is just Team Fortress 2, and you added, like, 2 extra buttons per class member. Because, I mean, like, if you look at the mechanics, Overwatch has the modes that TF2 has. You know, it's push the cart, get to the point. Right, so from kind of like a naive boy perspective, I could be like, holy shit, this feels so good. I could be like, dude, it's the same game. It's the same game, right? But look at how sickeningly awesome Blizzard handled all that stuff. They really made some stretchy, boundary-pushing capabilities. They really pushed some boundaries. They really made you giggle with the power trip of those various heroes. No, sure. Let's do a big ol' swing first. Like, dude, take the action. Like, dude, in Overwatch, if you play as Tracer, you can go blink, 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 rewind time. I don't even need to be against another person, and that is still one of the sweetest frickin' things I've ever gotten the chance to do. We have lethal because we can just double play the Kroxas. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. Like, I mean, Counter-Strike is an amazing game. It's an amazing game. It's like the absolute best. And if Riot just added in some boundary-pushing abilities to make it really awesome, I mean, that'd be incredible. That'd be incredible. So, I mean, I definitely see the potential. I'm definitely eager to see what the reaction of people are. There's been a lot of hype from influencers and stuff, which I give... It's not irrelevant data, but, I mean, I don't give it a huge amount of merit. Not because I think anyone's being dishonest as a streamer or a content creator, but as in one thing that I think that we, the world, have seen is that a lot of things that are really exciting initially can slowly fade in excitement over time. And so, you know, there's a lot of people who are in particular streamers who play... look at my content slate. I play a ton of different games because I need variety or I begin to lose my mind. And I know that there's a lot of people who just love the types of games they play. Like, dude, Sacriel loves those military-style shooters. Like, he loves playing the shit out of those games. Like, LUV loves. And there's a lot of streamers that I know have this experience where they're like, I am going to play this game that I enjoy, this game that I enjoy, this game that I enjoy. Holy shit, I just got invited to this new game that I also enjoy. Holy shit, man. Maybe this becomes a new game that I stream. There's like so many reasons to be excited as a content creator. So I full well believe that all these content creators who are like hyped and eager and fuck yeah, this is going to be awesome, fuck yeah, I genuinely believe that they are excited. I don't think anyone is being malicious, period. Like, I literally think zero of them are. But I do think that, you know, a lot of people were like, fuck yeah, Anthem's out. All right, I'm really enjoying my first 40 hours playing Anthem. I mean, people here, like, came in and were just like, I'm really enjoying Anthem. I see why there's some hate. Boy, am I really enjoying it. And after a month or two, those people were like, okay, now I'm starting to hit the... Yep. Little known interaction. Here comes the concession. And I mean, with all that said, with all this, I don't know if it's going to be, I don't really know how it's going to pan out, you know. Even with all that said, I'm like, fuck yeah, man, let's... Actually, this is going to be quite good, huh? Duress. Probably the Duress is over the Angrath's Rampage. Yeah, this is good, huh? Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, like, I would say overall, my reactions, having seen no gameplay for Valorant, I've seen none. I have not watched it. I have been devouring ASL Round of 8, as AZK just mentioned. I have been reading books, I've been streaming a lot, watching Factorio videos, stuff like that. Yeah, BW10010 says tons of people were playing beta. We're saying Artifact was going to be the next big thing. Yeah, it's another good example to point to. And you know what? I still think Artifact is really cool. I love the ideas and the boundary pushing that Valve did, and that Valve still seems to be doing. They're like, all right, that launch didn't work. Let's keep going. Yeah, that's amazing. That is an amazing maneuver for a developer to do. Like, holy shit, that's actually sick and rare, and I'd love if more developers did that. But despite how conceptually cool I found Artifact, it didn't have the same sort of punchy moment-to-moment fuck yeah sensations that the other games I play do. I didn't really play it. Silva says, I spent my only mythic wildcards on Kroxas. Does this deck feel good? It feels like it has a positive win rate against some of the jank I've played against, but I haven't really played against the legit decks yet. Sacrifice me. If a counterspell comes out, I'm absolutely gonna rip my head off. Win rate aside, how does it feel? It feels much more stable and directed. Are you having a fucking blast? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm having an unimaginable blah 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 blast. Well, a counterspell can't come out. It can come out because this is on their turn, and you can cast spells with converted mana cost. Yeah. Sorry, it's the first part. You can cast spells only during your turn. You can cast no more than 2 spells. They just can't counter anything on my turn. Gunny says, Sean, have you watched Factorio speedrun yet? Yeah, I believe Nifrums is the name of the Factorio speedrunner that I watched. Yeah, it's an interesting pickle for the opponent. If my opponent has a counterspell, we might be deader. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Dude, this pen has amazing weight for twiddling and fiddling. My right hand is actually starting to get like a little tired because I've been twiddling it so much. You'll actually see I removed the ink from the middle of it, so that way I can put the cap on the back and it doesn't like scratch up my little finger dingers. Finger dinger. Yeah, I think Karm's just bursting into tears. Alright. We are cooking with gasoline. How did you learn pen spinning? I think it was a mix of persistence and shamelessness. You drop the pen a shitload when you first start. And as you can tell, I'm a really fidgety person. Like, you can see my body slightly shaking because my legs, I'm bouncing them up and down, and I'm like bobbing my head, and I'm like twiddling a pen, and I'm talking, and I'm playing a game. I have like a lot of energy in my body. Syphilis is Sean behind me in 6th grade math class. Shudder. Yeah, I saw the kids in debate doing the round the thumb move, the round the thumb, round the thumb, round the thumb, and I was like, oh, I want to learn to do the around the thumb. I want to learn to do the around the thumb. Oh yeah, I want to be able to do that. So I just kept trying until I was able to do it. And then I started to fiddle with more ways to do a pen. Twiddle-dee-biddle-dee-boo. I want to twiddle with you. Is this a good enough one? I think absolutely not. I think we need to get some of our graveyard filling gassy cards. So then I have the around the thumb, and you can do the sort of combo around the thumb, and then you can kind of do a double around the thumb. You do around the thumb, and then you can swing it back. Okay, there's trick number 2. Okay, there is the pass in front of one finger. See how it's between my middle and my ring finger? Pass in front of the finger, 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 and then we can do behind the finger, behind the finger, behind the finger. Same thing as before, yeah. The behind the finger one is like 360 degrees. You'll see that here's the tip of the pen by my mouth, and I flip it. It stays. The behind the finger one is a turn and a half. Turn and a half, turn and a half.
Stand by and watch.
I can no longer stand by and
Be a
watch.
bad idea.
Yeah, it's a bad idea, dude. Get out of here. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And then there's the basic pen spinning thing, where you are just passing from one finger to another, which is like half turns. So then I just kind of like loop through all those things over and over endlessly. Over and over, endlessly. My name is Day 9. Whoa. And then I can do like about half of them on the left hand. So I just loop through like 2 of those on the left hand. This is the best possible draw. Unless Paradox has a counterspell, which would surprise me, because this sort of deck has a lot of creatures and planeswalkers, but doesn't have a lot of counter magic.
So brave.
Yeah, the song that I'm humming is called Hot Buttered Popcorn. Intervention commencing. Oh yeah, I think it's really wonderful that Riot is stepping out and releasing more games, because you know, one thing that I will say, you know, obviously if any of you watched my Legends of Runeterra content, which was my most disliked YouTube video of all time. Ah, fuck. Despite me not being a fan of the gameplay of Legends of Runeterra, Riot is this company that just seems to be one of the few out there. This is 4, and this would be removing 2. Okay. It's like one of the very few companies that I will describe as doing actual modern game development. And by modern, I mean like when they released Legends of Runeterra, there was already a deck tracker built in. There were already ways to export decks so people could share their decks. It's in the modern age, community and tools for community to make cool content, to do cool things with your game, is like the name of the game. Murderous Rider, we're putting a lot of eggs into you. It's time for your very eggy body to move forth and fight. And so I mean, like what they're doing with Valorant is, I've heard people say that what they're doing with Valorant is a little dirty. They are saying that you can only get a Valorant beta key if you watch on Twitch. And that's artificially inflating the numbers and, you know, all this sort of stuff. The reason I do this a little bit is it's not like Riot is trying to fudge viewership numbers for the sake of a sponsor. It's one of the smartest things I've seen in ages, right? If you say you must stream in order to see it, boy, what better way for me, a viewer, to have a clear place to go for a key that markets itself where you can go for a key that then also guarantees that I'm going to see a little bit of the game. Only Physicians has forgot about Teferi's passive. What do you mean? What do you mean? We shocked this in Great. We shocked this in so we could Castle Locthwain. To eat shit for $1 billion.
You remember your nightmares.
That's a really good witch. I think so, I think so. Oh, forgot I had Locthwain. Yes, yes. If I had shocked that in and didn't have Castle Locthwain and then tried to cast Eat to Extinction, I would, as it were, eat shit. However, just this once, Lonely Physician, I didn't make you a mistakey. just this one time. All right. This was very relevant in those games. Angrass Rampage is going to be a little weaker. So, I mean, we typically say yes to the Duress. And I think I want Storm's Wrath here because there's a lot of Planeswalkers that we can blow up. Here's why I'm going, oh, is I'm trying to think if it would be more beneficial to, like, keep an Angrass Rampage and to cut the Erebos' Intervention. This is a nice one to have to just guarantee a pick off on a creature, but the other one is nice because it removes problems with graveyardiness. I'm going to try this. Oh no, day 9 is turning into Jabba the Hutt. The opponent goes first. My name is Sean, and this is a hand that I will use my power of luck to get there. The bones are their dollars. Does anyone watch I Think You Should Leave? Oh my god, this show is so funny. Oh my god. And that's the night the skeletons came to life. Show me what you got. Aether Gust to Fairy Devout Decree, huh? I think that maybe this is the play. I really like I Think You Should Leave. I like it. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I'll watch it. This person. Here I go! Isn't that the show where you got the phrase, "That's some good bone crushing"? Yes, episode 4. Episode 4 has, that's some good bone crushing. Scrooge! Oh yeah, Scrooge, that's some good bone crushing. Oh no! Yeah! Screw her gusts! Die, sacrifices! Oh no, a skeleton made it through the portal. Hi, Dispy. Hello. Oh, it's my favorite gray princess. Dispy the cat. Oh, the little silver dragon. She comes, here comes the Dispy.
I've got time.
Meow, meow. Bum ba da dum bum bum ba da la bum ba da Give me this. Bong bong. I will rid myself of this evil and wicked Kroxa for the sake of a vanilla tutu. Oh, shit. My most sophisticated trick has failed. No! No! My man! Ooh. That's a good-looking graveyard. It would be a shame if something were to happen to it.
You'll find
Ba 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 ba.
digest.
Brr. Bling blang blow. How do you like me now? That's me being Ashiok. Good impression, right? What's this? What's this? No decrees in the air. What's this? There's decrees everywhere. What's this?
I'll protect you.
I'll protect you. Oh, Kroxa, that's some good bone crushing. Please, sir, may I have a Kroxa? Yeah, let's get rid of the Fabled Passage. Perfect again? Or Ghost Stalker, I should describe you as perfect as always. Bazinga, bazinga, babinga. I swear to God, if there's a Dream Trawler that goes into that bin, I'm going to be absolutely tear-bursty. Surprise, motherfucker! Yep, yeah, no, this costs 2. Okay. Alright, that's okay. Oops, I did it again with my deck. Got lost. Well, yeah, I mean, I may as well. Bing, bong, bang. God, that is like one of the reasons to play this deck. Elspeth Conqueror's deck is a very popular card. If that's a Lando, Paradox's gonna have to disbando. Woo! Oh yeah, that's some good bone crushing. You know, if you don't like... Oh shit, no. Remind me later. Oh, God, my streaming computer was in that, like, 3-minute countdown to Windows restarting. Oh, my God. You better not update Windows. It's so important to update your Windows. It provides good security features and other improvements to what is already a very good operating system. But don't do it while I'm doing anything ever. I mean, come on. It's like... important security updates need to be installed. I'm like, yeah, but I'm watching Netflix, so leave me alone. Silva says, Bill Gates lowers the sniper rifle from Sean's window. Ah, yes, the future of sponsorships. If you don't say that you like our operating system, we will take you out. Who has the leverage now? Very well. In a world where Day 9 always gets there. Okay, please be some Simic. Imic. No. Maybe? I'm gonna say no brony. I assume that's already what Raid Shadow Legends does. Raid Shadow Legends, I think, is just asking everybody. A for Guft. I do wish to take the action. Traditional logic is you plus and try to keep it alive if you have nothing else to do. But versus black, I think it's very reasonable to just almost always minus.
That's more like it.
Jonic, happy 5-year anniversary, man. 5 years, Jonic, man. Thanks for the many moons of support. The many moons, indeed. And Silva said, did someone say Twitch Prime? Despy was coming out. Meow. Desperado is my Twitch Prime cat. Great, that's where I needed it to go anyways. Counter deflected. Oh yeah.
Could be a bad idea.
Could be a handy landy into sweet, sweet Nissa. By the way, apologies to any of you who get annoyed by my fidgeting, my pen spinning, my pen dropping, my tapping, or my clicking. Finally, he says it. I have a... quite a bit... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's it. I have quite a lot of energy and quite not a lot of ways to spend it as I am locked inside of a building. Iceman, 1014, so 300 bits. Have to go, first time watching. Just do have a question. I run Rainbow Fires. I'm trying to play best of 3. Any advice on sideboard? I mainboard Fae of Wishes. Thanks, John. Looking forward to many more streams. Oh, man. It's all we're ever going to be doing for the next few months. I will say, if you're doing Rainbow Fires, think of your sideboard as only having 3 or 4 slots. Once again, look at the sheer efficiency. Oh my god, you love to see it. You love to see it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing like this. It forces a discard. We would not be surprised to see something chumpalicious happen. Thank you. It's so good. You love to see it. You love to see it. You know, I made another miscalculation. I do badly need for the next card I draw to be a land. I do badly need it. I am making a mistake for the last time. Because I can't cast Ashiok right now. I can't do it.
Like the phases of the moon. Like wax
In the name of the moon.
to the library.
To the library. I mean, if we bink an untapped Lando, Foxy is going to crumble, become ashen. Farts, huh? Okay. Well, farts indeed. Right on schedule. Bang bong lameo. We have to go back. Oh. So I fully expect Uro. I think Uro will be the play. Why am I like this? I don't know. Why not am I like this? Look at that. Foxy's helping me exile. Figbird says, okay, this show's ridiculous. Yes, yes it is. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Alright, so I think the way to do it is this. Did I win? Gust or bust? Bing bong all night long. Subtle showcase of pen spinning, or the not so subtle showcase. Whoa! Decline, send it to the bottom, yeah! Vita Emeritus says, I'm just waiting for day 9 to start humming that Chrono Trigger court music. Yeah. There's a few tunes I just hum nonstop. Junebug Wilson 100-bit says, well, tomorrow is my last day of work until the 20th due to my work's effort to reduce contact. Y'all be seeing a lot more of me during that time as I slowly lose my mind not working. Yeah, I think this is part of why we are very, very eager to run a 30-day project in the subsequent / upcoming month-eronies. It's a big reason why I'm thinking of running, or not thinking of, we are running a DK30 in the next 3 weeks. We're starting it on April 24th, that Friday. Starting DK30 on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the DK30. Whooshy, 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 whooshy. Okay. Now we have some options. Yeah. Let's eliminate the arrows. I should have left the double open. Rats. Nah, I shouldn't have. This is good. This is gonna be good. Do it, Foxy. Do it, Nissimi. Ooh, guess who has an Angraph's Rampage? I think it's all... Alright, there's one in there. Ugh. A land. A land, a land, a land. And, an Ashiok. Real cannibalism going on here, man. Really got to superlatively fill up Deben. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Junebug Wilson says, is there such a thing as too minor of a DK30 project? I've owned a skateboard since college and was never able to ride it. Now I have the free time to try. That is a perfect DK30. The theme for the DK30 that will start on April 24th is the trying to come up with new hobbies and new ways to keep ourselves entertained in the midst of the insanity that is coronavirus. That's the whole goal. That is what the whole bugaboo is about. So, for instance, why the 24th? What do you mean, why the 24th? I mean, it's just the start date. You know, start date. I think I don't want an Erebos' intervention. I think that's fine. Yeah, so you can have a project where you can think about maybe, you know, I want to learn how to do coding, so I'm going to coding schedule for myself to get into that. You know, the usual sort of self-improvement themes. How the hell ever, we're also encouraging a consideration to new hobbies, a new way to entertain yourself. I want to start reading in the evenings, or I have some comic books that I've owned for a while and I've just never really gotten around to reading, so let me just start dedicating some time to reading, stuff like that. I am thirsty and must use the restroom. Oh my god, I missed 2 rounds of subbies. Troll Hammerons with 5 and Pie Sub with 5. Hey, Trollhammerers. Hey, Pie Sub.
That's more like it.
How are each and every one of you doing?
Stand by and watch.
I feel like we just had this turn. You know what I mean?
Here we
I got you. Man, we have recast this frickin' Kroxa so many times. Pysub says, I had to close my shop, so I'm currently unemployed for the first time in 15 years. Oh my god, that's horrible, Pysub. What was your shop?
Here goes nothing.
We have been having the same turn for years. For years we keep having the same one.
Hey, trust me. I have a plan.
Picture framing gallery. I assume business ground to a halt with all things Corona. Maybe that's a callous assumption to make. My apologies. Thank you goodness. Stacks of Teferis here, man. And I think there's even one in exile. Yeah, at least we know there's no more Teferis. I think I actually have enough if I just... Unlikely that there's a counterspell. But there could be an Aether Gust. Pysum says, yeah, my client base tends to be older, too, so I don't want to be killing them. Yeah, I mean... Seems very reasonable. Alright, time for my 50 billionth casting of Kroxa. Again, this is one thing that I talked about when I was originally playing this deck, that cards in your graveyard function as a form of card draw. If I just fill up my graveyard by Ashioking myself, I mean, I have not cast something from my hand in, like, a while. Except when this gets bounced, but then I just keep playing it, keep playing it, keep playing it.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
No. You love to see it.
Witness the ties that bind us all. Harness the elements.
Okay, so we gotta spend a lot of mana fast. I can go kill and kill. Let me do like this. This will probably get chumped. This is a risk that I think I want to do, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. Farts. Alright. 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, yep. And this is the correct thing to do, to just pick off the Dream Trawler. Everything else we can deal with our good friendly neighborhood Bedevil. 29 lands in this deck. 28 lands sometimes. And I'll play a little one. Yeah, the cost is not displaying correctly for our friend Ashiok. Dream Render. You really like that machine gun so much, Figbird. So much. I love it. Well, Pie Sub, I'm terribly sorry about all the difficulty you're going through right now, and I hope that coming here to hang out can provide some sense of solace and peace during those times, man. Really, really, I do. Yeah, that was just game 1. Ain't that some shit? Definitely Storm's Wrath, I think, is a very reasonable choice. I think I actually just want to do this. I think this is actually what I wish to do. And I do need to use the restroom, so here I... Don't stop me now. Having a good time. Having a good time. Uh-oh, Foxy's also using the restroom. Well, hell, I'm gonna get coffee. Oh my god, flipsy daisies. Perfect. Alright. Foxy's about to get bing bonged properly. Cracked. Crack for red. Chubby Deity says I paused the Black Sad VOD to watch the stream. Dude, is not Black Sad tight? I actually think this is the best play here. Is not Black Sad incroyablement? I think Black Sad is very good. I am surprised that there has not been as much hubbub. The opening 2 hours was just spectacular.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
What is Black Sad? It is a
I've got time.
point-and-click adventure game in the vein of The Walking Dead and other such style games. Very cinematic. It's really good. Based on a comic series. You can bounce it if you want. Oh, you love to see it. And it was made by Pendulo, I think is the name of the developers. Alright, now that some turns have passed and we only have high value cards in here, let's take a peek. Unless it's crack for blue. Alright. Tamiyo is good to get out of there. It's not a lot for our buddy to do, so let's go ahead and just play out a Mire Triton. Developers Pendulo, Studios, YS Interactive, and the publisher is Microids. It's really good. I mean, I just cannot believe how crisp and excellent Black Sat is. It's just excellent. First 2 hours. Now, typically with a lot of point-and-click adventure games, it has that arc. It has that arc of, like, it's good, it's good, it's good, it's weak, it's bad, right? Kind of falls down, so that should still not be enough. Wolfman Jax is a really cool narrative puzzle game with some role-playing elements called Beautiful Desolation. Came out recently, and I highly recommend it. Yes, that's another one that we have on the list. That is another one. Oh, it's so good. Actually, I'm gonna get out of here. I want to just take a quick note for myself there. Play another Mire Triton. There is some probability that what Foxy elects to do is to use the plus on the Teferi to cast this sorcery right now.
I won't let you win.
I think we just wait. We don't want to Agonizing Remorse anything in the bin because we believe that Foxy will already eat one Uro to summon the other Uro.
This might be a bad idea.
Yeah. Those coffee dregs are strong. Wow. I'm going to do something slightly weird. I'm going to Agonizing Remorse now. And I'm just going to see what is here. Okay. Let's make it work. So I attack like this. Get me to my main 2. Get me to my main 2 stat. Combat and card draw, I think, is the most important and essential thing right now. But it's a great question from Hitzel. Hitzel asks, "Hey Sean, I've been a long-time competitive player of shooters and fighting games. Been able to incorporate things I've learned from your content into those games." Oh shit, that's bad news. But haven't caught you doing it yourself. Do you not care for these genres? Oh, I mean, like, I assume you mean you haven't caught me playing the shooters and fighters. I assume what you don't mean is, I see you not incorporating your own gameplay advice into your own games. Do you not care for those genres? Do you not feel they are compatible with your content? Have I just missed it or something else? Ow. Some in my eye. Yeah, no, I think the big thing is that there are a lot of great games on Twitch. Or, excuse me, a lot of great games on various platforms. And I just happen to really like strategy and card games. In terms of the question about does this overlap with your viewership in certain ways, XYZ. So we're going to plan on doing something like eating to extinction this, swinging and killing this, or vice versa. But... Oh, I thought this was at 2. Shit. So it is absolutely true that there is a question of, okay, Sean, there are games that you want to play. I probably play an extra 20 hours of games off stream per week right now that I am locked indoors. I could, and I've actually been kind of interested in firing up some Counter-Strike. Game's awesome. Why not play some Counter-Strike? Game's awesome. You know, things like that. Would I stream it? There are some questions about the idea of fit. And actually, oh yeah. Oh, that's so good. Alright. What is the best methodology to win? Yeah, I think it's probably this. Damn. And Ghost Stalker used an amazing example of this. Deadly Rooms of Death is a puzzle game that I love. And the viewership was real bad for that one. Like, I could just see it doing this throughout the day. And I just stopped and switched to another game.
I noted this.
So there's things like the really hardcore puzzle games that sometimes I just don't stream, you know. There's also, I think... Oh, this is a great comment from Effie Artoria. It says, I saw one streamer recommending that you keep games for yourself in order to leave some boundary between work and play. Yeah, like, I enjoy myself some StarCraft 2 Commander. Well, I'm not going to stream that. Because I like to play it with my friends and chat while doing it. It's a real nice, fun, social thing. I play Dota in the evenings sometimes. Things like that. I'm just going to concede because this game looks hard, and I don't do anything difficult in life. Ever. I never do anything challenging. I don't do it. What do we think about our sideboard plan? You know, I think I actually don't like Storm's Wrath as much. Maybe I'm going to do Erebos' Intervention and Angrath's Rampage. That's what I think I'm going to try here. That's what I think I'm going to try. Intervention to eat the Urus. Eat the Urus. Yeah, so I think that, like, almost always the big reason why I'm not playing a game is just I happen to like the games that I play. There's a ton of games where you'll hear me speak positively about and then not play it because I just happen to fucking like playing this game. Shinjin says, do you play Arena off stream sometimes? Oh, fuck yeah. I really like Magic. Magic is awesome. Oh god, I love playing this game. This game's the best. Let me turn off the heater because it's hot as shit. Don't cook me now. I'm actually just gonna do some stretches, man. We're gonna reach for the toes. I'm not gonna try to become a gymnast, but I can feel my left leg is really tight. That's some good stretch. How's the tip top of my head looking, huh? Yeah, there are like so many games where like I just happen to not really play them. That's about it, you know. That's as much as I want to do. That's far less than a human should do, but when I see the draw or play first button, I need to hit the play first button. Okay. Alright. A little bit better. Bonus say 1 mulligan. Okay. I'm actually going to do this. My opponent mulligan down to 6, may mulligan down to 5. I can attack the limited number of key cards with Agonizing Remorse. I want an active card. Get out of my video game! Yeah, stretching is the best ultimate, Dad. 100%. I normally would go to the gym, stretch a little, exercise, stretch a bunch, come home. That was my little ooh-woo team. Yes. Oh, Tymaret. Tymaret calling the dead? What? Yeah, give me a better card to pick off. That's good. Okay, so because I have Angrath's Rampage, we are going to get rid of the Devout Decree. Oh, fucking shit. Oh my god, that's horrible. Oh my god, the worst possible outcome. Oh my god, that sucks. Oh man. Oh, we were doing great. Oh. Oh. I can't deal with any of this shit, man. Oh my god, off the top. Off the top, Foxy was a dead fox. So let's see. I basically need, like, fuck, I don't know what I need. It's gonna have to be exile a bunch of shit from my opponent. So I mean, dude, Tamio actually, just due to the fact that we have Angrath's Rampage and not that Bedevil, means we are fuckaroni. I mean, I actually think we just outright lose with Tamio. Well, okay. The Ox. Shit, we are so fucked. Well, I mean, we did win 4 best of 3s in a row. I suppose being in a overall winning position and then just having the Tamio slam down seems fair enough. I will receive your damage. Ah! And the great news, I get to heal for 1.
To the library.
To the library. Never ever was there in Nissa. Yeah. God. Absolute puke vomit awful. Oh, everything is not going as desired. Let's see. Teferi bounces the 2/2. We go to 1. That's pretty bad. Tamio just owned us. Oh!
Don't worry, I got it.
And away it goes. No! Please crack the Fabled Passage now! Oh my god, Fox has absolutely murdered us. Oh, my face, it hurts so much. Will there ever be any happiness?
If you wish to surrender now, press hone your prowess.
Relievedly so, we actually do have enough. Oh, that Storm's Wrath I was pooping on. Would love to see it. Mr. Quentin Quarantino.
I think you
Just
might
gifted
find
5.
those helpful.
What a name, Quentin Quarantino. I think that maybe Foxy is just the unluckiest. Outside of me. Here's what I want to do. I think I do this first. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba bam. Oxy time. 1 and a 2 and a 3. And a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8. Mr. Quentin Quarantino. Who doesn't love your violent and compelling works? Marr! I really hate myself right now. It's really hard to not have that amount of distaste for who I am when I make that choice. You know what I mean? Narcid is a butthead. Absolute butthead. I know, I'm not allowed to do anything that's cool. I get it, Foxy. Yeah, well, fuck you. You're not allowed to do that either. Teferi wins the game for Foxy. I bet it's going to be Narcid and just Teferi into tears. I don't even know how many are here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, no more Teferis. So a Nissa who shakes the world is also a tweet? Is a widow tweet? God, I thought these were the Choker twins. But there's their distant blood relative, Tamio, collector of misery. Are there any Nissas down here? I mean, like... I assume this deck is running about 3 Nissas. I would predict it as such. +4 Nissa, +4 Nissa. +4 Nissa, +4 Nissa.
I know I noted this.
We might hit it with a bowl of snow. No! Dude, I cannot believe how hard I got owned precisely. Precisely by Tamio. Like, Tamio absolutely cracked our little ankles. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our tears. We're going to take our despondence, and we're going to take a break. I'm going to do a clean 5-minute break. Nice and clean and rather lean. And when we come back, I'm just going to play this Kroxa Grinder deck. It's really, really, really fun to play. We often get the opportunity to Elspeth into nothing. We can often get multi-discards. Ashiok. Machine guns the enemy's grave. I'm going to go eat a banana. That's not a metaphor. I like the potassium. And when we come back, we're going to keep playing some The Gathering. TG.